I'm Michael Ottone. We're part of Ottone and Sons, which consists of Mum and Dad, Joe and Helen Ottone, the brother Peter. Basically the farm was bought in about 1970. So it was basically growing pineapples here up until 1982 we started growing bananas. In 1993 we started growing sugarcane. The pineapple's probably the most important, or the main income of the farm. We've had a lot of different challenges with growing pineapples in the wet tropics. We're probably 20 k's outside of Tully, wettest place in Australia. One of the things that does control Phytophthora is trichoderma. Trichoderma is a beneficial fungi in the soil. It all boils down to not just having trichoderma, but as much diversity around your roots and your plant, and it suppresses a lot of pathogens. We come across compost tea. It's a cheap way of getting trichoderma out into the paddock. We put the compost into the brewers, and you increase the bacterial and fungal mass in those brewers, and you spray them out on pineapples about once a month. And we've been doing that for the last 4 years, and we've controlled our Phytophthora to the point where there hasn't been a major concern. In regards to the cane, as we've tried to go across in the cane and see what if there can be any benefits. We wanted a bit more help with trial work. We've reduced the nitrogen content in the pineapples where we've put tea, and so that's where we've had quite huge successes there, and we wanted to see if we could mimic that success in sugarcane. A lot of our paddocks here aren't very consistent soil, so we have sand ridges and clay in the same block. So with our trial block we designated about nearly an 8 hectare block, and within that we did a replica trial across that. We used the recommended rate of nitrogen fertiliser with regards to 6 easy steps, and then on the other part we used a reduction in nitrogen down to 43 kilos, and that was just a basic planting mix. So you have aerated water in there, then you put in your food for whatever microbes you want to grow. Some of it's molasses, yeast. I've been using commercial grade product, but then I also implement it with compost and fungi from my farm here, because it's been here for thousands of years. It's acclimatised to the area, so we also supplement it with that, and that gives us our native microbes, fungi in our area, and inoculates your trash, helps break it down, and it's a low cost, effective way of re-inoculating your soil with bacterial and fungi that has probably been compromised through our farming practices.
Here we have a trial layout map of Michael Ottone's trial, and you can see in the bottom left-hand corner that we have the nutrients that were applied to each of the test strips. Our control is just 6 easy steps, application of nutrients in the plant and the first routine. In T2 we have 6 easy steps plus compost tea plus Biofert. In T3 we only applied 270 kilograms per hectare of CK66, which only gave us 35 kilos of nitrogen. To this was added 100 litres of Biofert and 100 litres of compost tea. T4 was our control, which only had 270 kilos of CK66 with no Biofert or no tea. On this graph of yield, tonnes of cane per hectare, we have the plant and first routine harvested results, and we have an average of those two results. So you can see from the 4 treatments, statistically there's no difference in these results. And yet there is a slight trend downwards in the reduced nitrogen trials. This graph is a graph of the plant and first return results of tonnes of sugar per hectare on Michael's trial. As you can see, once again, not a lot of difference and no statistical difference in that trial. But once again, there is a slight trend downwards with the reduction in nitrogen. The economics are still to be done on this trial, so with the reduction in costs, because there's a significant cost saving in nutrients, we'll have a better idea whether there's an economic benefit once that economics has been completed.
It's significant enough for us to go further and implement a trial on some of our larger blocks. With regards to where we put the compost tea and where we didn't, both in the high nitrogen blocks and in the lower nitrogen, there was no significant difference there. I think it improves your water holding capability of your soil. Water coming off the farm, we want to make sure it's not impeding into the creeks and rivers. We've got the Murray River just down from us, and we like going fishing. And so it's an ongoing thing. We live in the area, and we're not isolated from it, so we want to look after it.